Service without the new flat rate. The day started off just like any other, except that I was going to be using a new service selling technique that we had been training on. It was a version of written recommendations for the customer that we had found during our initial inspection. Grabbing my tools, I walked up the stairs and knocked on the door. Once the customer opened the door, I proceeded to tell him who I was and all about our company and my experience. From there, I asked him to show me around. Spending the next 30 minutes doing my initial inspection, I looked for any issues or recommendations that I could write up on my new recommendation sheet. Then I went back to my truck to write up the findings. I proceeded to write up the findings as we had been instructed by listing all of the customer's so-called needs and totaling them up in one giant price at the end. I asked the customer for a glass of water just to help break the ice before showing him my findings. Once I had taken a sip of water, I proceeded to go over my list of recommendations with the client, telling him what needed to be done in order to get everything I found taken care of and back to prime condition. It seemed like a split second, but now that I look back, I can see that the unexpected change in the client's behavior really had been brewing for a while. Upon recovering from my shock of fearing for my life, I was thankfully able to retrieve my tools from the client. I jumped into my service van and hightailed it out of Dodge, confused and concerned that this new way of selling just might not be for me.